And then the 3 limited edition ones that I have are the Carly, oh my god. Hey, hi, hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having an amazing day. As you can probably see by the title, today I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about products that I have more than one of. And by what I mean by that is like the same product in a different shade, the same brand of a palette, just like a different version of that palette. Not just like, obviously I have more than one blush, I have more than one bronzer. I am a freak when it comes to how much makeup I own, which leads me into my next point. As I was preparing for this video and culminating all of these products together, I realized very, very quickly that if I picked out each and every single product that I have more than one of, this video would be 4 hours long. So in this video, I cut out lip products completely. I'm not talking about any lip products, and also I'm only talking about full-size products that I own more than one of, because I have a lot of the Becca Mini highlights, I have a lot of the Balms Mini blushes, things that I get from Ipsy's all the time, so I have multiple mini Ofra highlighters, things like that. And so I just cut all of those out completely, and we are only talking about full-size products that I own multiple of, and we will not be talking about any lip products today because that would make this video so stupid, stinking long that it's just not okay. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. So obviously when it comes to foundation and concealer, I don't have a ton where I have multiple of each product because obviously my shade is my shade, and the only time that it would really change is if I got super, super tan in the summer and super, super pale in the winter. But you guys know that I wear sunscreen every single day and I don't self-tan, so my color doesn't change too much. However, I do other people's makeup a lot, and so the Maybelline Fit Me foundations I found work on a lot of people. So I do have 3 different shades because when I do other people's makeup, generally they're a lot lighter than me. Most of my friends, if not all of my friends, have a paler skin tone than me. So I have the shades 110, 120, and 115, which are like the 3 lighter of the shades in their range, and these I've found work well on most people. So the same deal happens for concealer. I have the Maybelline Fit Me concealers in shade 5 and in shade 20. 20 matches me really, really well. As you can see, 5 would not. And so I generally either mix the 2 of these together to come up with a good shade for someone else, or if they're super, super pale, or if they're around my skin tone, I can use one or the other. I generally don't have a lot of friends ask me to do their makeup if they're darker than me, because I'm not great at working with darker skin tones, and that is something that I am trying to learn, because I don't know how to contour African American skin. I'm trying to learn how to do it, but generally somebody that's going to ask me to do their makeup is either going to be my shade or paler than me, and that's just kind of how it's been because I've been a dancer for super, super long, and I dance with a lot of white girls, so I do a lot of other people's makeup with these guys, and they generally work pretty well. Moving into powders, I actually do have quite a few multiples of powders. So the Manna Kadar, these are their Flawless Finish dual powders. I have C3 and C4. Either one of these shades works super, super well on me. This one, C3, as you can see, I've gone through a lot of these, but this one works good on me when I'm a little bit lighter. This one works on me when I'm a little bit darker, or this one works really, really good when I'm on stage. Like I said, I've been a dancer most of my life. This one works incredibly well when I'm on stage because it's just slightly deeper than my skin tone, and that works so, so well when you don't want to be washed out by a bunch of lights. I also have 2 shades of the Palladio Wet to Dry foundation. I have the shades Cypress Beige, and I think this is Laurel Nude, because these shades are weird, and the only way that I can get them to work for me is if I mix both of these shades together, unfortunately, but they're such a good product. Other than that, like, Palladio is one of those brands that flies under the radar because you can only get it at Sally's and it doesn't look super intriguing, but I have found that almost every single one of their products that I've used, I've really, really enjoyed. Besides, like, I hate their eyeliners. Their eyeliners make me want to, like, die. They're so bad. But these ones, all of their powder products that I've ever used have been absolutely amazing. And then last up for powders, I do have 2 shades of the Collab powders as well. As you guys can see, these shades are almost identical, but it's kind of the same situation that I had with the Manna Kadar powders, where both of these shades work really, really well on me. One of them just works better in the winter and one of them works better in the summer. So I have both and I haven't run out of either, and they're both in my collection. So I don't have any bronzers to show you guys, but I do have so many blushes. And as I was going through my collection, I realized that I think I'm set on blush for the rest of my entire life. Same thing with eyeliner. I think I'm set on blush and eyeliner for the rest of my life. So the first up that I have to show you guys is these CoverGirl Cheekers blushes. These are so dang good. They blend beautifully. The colors are so soft and natural. You really have to try to mess up with them because they're not intensely pigmented. They're not going to show up like a red streak on your face like some blushes can. These are super, super good beginner blushes, but they can be built up to look really, really pretty. I have the shade Rockin' Rose on my cheeks today, and I think it looks so good. I also have it in the shade Natural Rose, and then I have Soft Sable. And out of the 3, I would say Soft Sable is my favorite, but you can't go wrong with these blushes, and they're like $6 at the drugstore, and they're so, so, so good. Next up in the blush category is the Maybelline Fit Me blushes. I have 3 shades in Nude, Rose, and Plum. These aren't my favorite, but again, like the CoverGirl ones, they're really, really good beginner blushes. They're no fuss. They're really hard to mess up with. I just prefer my blushes to give off a little bit more pigment than these, and also these can be a little bit chalky, but these are really, really good when I'm working on like little kids. Like I have nieces that like me to do their makeup, not necessarily, my oldest niece is about my age, so she doesn't really need like beginner products, but if you are beginning into makeup, these are another one that you really can't go wrong with, and they work well. They're just not my favorite I've ever used, but they are really, really good. They give off a nice sheer amount of pigment, and they also all have a little bit of shimmer in them, so if you don't want to fuss with highlighter, you don't have to, so that is really, really nice. And then the next 2 that I'm going to show you are both by Palladio. These are their baked blushes, and they really do look like minis, but these are actually their full-size baked blushes. Like in comparison to a Maybelline one, they're teensy. But these guys are really, really nice. They give off that really beautiful glow like most baked products do, and these honestly blew me out of the water. I did not expect them to be as good as they are, especially because I've not had the best experience with makeup from Sally's in the past, and they have stepped up their game. Let me tell you, these ones are really, really good. They give off a lot of pigment, so be careful with them, but they're incredible, and they're so beautiful. They give this nice sheen to the skin that's just gorgeous, and I love them. Now, this next one, just brace yourself and don't make fun of me, please, because this is embarrassing. I have every single shade of the Palladio matte bronzers, except for one. I think I got rid of the shade, their very lightest shade I got rid of because it washed me out and it looked really bad, and I gave it to my niece who's a lot lighter than me, and it looks gorgeous on her. But other than that, I have every single shade of Palladio's matte blushes, and these are so good. So freaking good. These are better than any high-end blush that I have ever tried in my entire life. They're super, super pigmented. They blend out so nicely and easily. I started with one of these. I used it for like 2 days, and I went back and got every single shade because they are that good. They just absolutely knocked it out of the park with these, and if you haven't tried them, please do because they are incredible. So finally, being done with blush, the rest of the products that I have to show you are for the eyes, and I did leave out mascaras as well because I only own one of a bunch of mascaras. I have a ton of mascaras in my collection, but most of them are opened. Most of them I haven't tried. A lot of them are from Maybelline, But other than that, I don't really own multiples of the same mascara unless it's like a backup of a different one. So I have backups of the Maybelline Lash Discovery, which is the one that I use on my lower lashes every single day. And then I have a backup of the Collab Wow Effect mascara because you guys know how much I love that. I rant and rave about it all the time and I can't shut up about it because it's one of the only mascaras that genuinely works for my little stubby baby stupid Asian lashes. Anyways, those are the only mascaras that I really have multiples of. So for eyes, I do have 3 of the Stila liquid shadows. 2 of them are the Shimmer and Glow, or the Glitter and Glows, and 1 of them is the Shimmer and Glow. So in the Shimmer and Glow, I have the shade Kitten, and then in the Glitter and Glows, I have the shades Smoldering Satin and Kitten Karma. And these are just so easy. Like, this one I'm not really gonna rant and rave about, but it's really incredible. It gives off a beautiful metallic finish. But when it comes to these, the Glitter and Glows, if you guys haven't tried a glitter shadow in a liquid form like this, you need to, because glitter is messy and annoying and stupid and it falls everywhere, and these don't. And it's so incredible because I've never used a glitter that is this easy to work with. And these can also be built up or they can be really sheared out, and you can get so many different types of looks with them, and they're just amazing. And I am glad that they have graced me with their presence. Also, another amazing find at the drugstore is the L'Oreal Infallible shadows. These ones I have in the shade Amber Rush, Bronze Taupe, and Golden Emerald. These are so good. They're so soft and like insanely pigmented. They're almost like a pressed loose pigment, if that makes any sense, because that's the best way that I have to describe them, because you dip your finger in and it feels like it could almost crumble and fall out. If you open these, there's actually like little stoppers in there, I think, to prevent that from happening and to keep it pressed in the pan, because they're super, super soft. But these are so freaking pretty, and these are also a really old product. These have been around forever, and they kind of were huge at one point, and then nobody talks about them anymore, and they're still good, so people should still talk about them, if you know what I mean. This one, for the longest time, was raved about as a dupe for MAC's Tan pigment, and this is the Amber Rush shade, and the other 2 are just freaking beautiful. They're so pretty on the eyes. If you just want to put one shadow on your lid, these are my go-tos. And then another single shadow, also by L'Oreal, is their L'Oreal Infallible Color Riche shadows. These ones are really, really good as well. I don't know, actually. These are just their Color Riche shadows, not their Infallible line. I apologize. But these are actually really, really good as well. I have a whole bunch of different shades. Just, this is overwhelmingly stupid and ridiculous how much makeup I own. So, whoops. Anyways, these are really, really buttery soft. They almost feel like a cream when you swatch them, but they are a powder shadow, and they glide across the eyes so beautifully. They blend so well, and to find drugstore shadows like that is difficult. It's getting easier, but it's still difficult for me to find really, really good drugstore shadows, and these ones knock it out of the park. Home run. They are so good. So next I'm going to talk a little bit about palettes, about eye palettes. First of all, I have all 3 of the original Naked palettes. So I have the Naked palette, the Naked 2, and the Naked 3. I started off, the Naked 3 palette was the first palette I ever had. And so this thing is super, super old. I have had it since 7th grade. And so that means that I was, what, 11? And I am turning 19 next month. So I don't know if it's still safe to put this on my eyes, but powders don't really go bad like creams do. So I don't really worry about it, but packaging, beautiful, 110%. honestly, when I look at the Naked palettes, they're just kind of there for me now. They used to be my favorite formulation of all time. I was in love with them. I was obsessed with these. I just don't use them as much as I should anymore because I have so many palettes in my collection. But these are really, really good. The original Naked palette was actually discontinued, and it makes my heart sad because this was a cult favorite for so many years. But what can you do? And then one of my other absolute favorite formulations is Anastasia shadows. And as you can see, I have a lot of Anastasia palettes. I have 6 of them. Some of them limited edition, some of them not. So they're Modern Renaissance and their Soft Glam palette, as well as the Sultry palette. Those are all in their permanent collection, if I'm not mistaken. And Anastasia shadows, a lot of people say that they're really, really hit or miss for them. I don't find that to be the case. Every Anastasia palette that I've gotten, I have fallen in love with so much. I love them so much. And they can differ slightly in formulation, but I don't find that to be an issue because all of their shadows are still buttery soft and blend beautifully and are amazing. The mattes do have a lot of fallout, but I've never found that to be an issue. And then the 3 limited edition palettes that I have are the Carli Bybel palette, the Prism palette, which was like a holiday collection, and also the newer Amrezy palette. So this one you can still get, and I believe that the Carli Bybel one you can still get as well, but I know for a fact that you can still get this one, but it is going to go away eventually. But those ones are all incredible. And another one that I'm getting is the Jackie Aina palette, because that was actually like an Ipsy add-on. So I am soon to have 7 of these, because they are that good. We're down to the last products, and they are both eyeliners. First of all, the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Pencil Liners. These are so good. They glide on the waterline so nicely, and they stay put. These are supposed to be waterproof, and I would say that they could hold their own if you submerged yourself fully in water. Like, they're really, really nice. I have the navy blue shade, the dark brown shade, and their black shade, and I love them so much. They are sharp. Like, you do have to sharpen them, which I find kind of annoying in a pencil liner, but other than that, I'm obsessed with these, and they're so buttery, creamy, smooth, and I love them a lot. And then last up is the ColourPop cream gel liners. I actually do have 12 of these. I think that the other ones are in a drawer over there, but I have 12 of these because there was a big kit. You could either buy one of them for like $6, or you could buy the kit of 12 for like $34, and so it was a way better value. And I'm really glad that I bought the kit for $34 because now I have a whole bunch of colors that I can pair with literally any eye look on the planet, and these are amazing. These ones have a really, really similar formulation to the Maybelline, except they're retractable, and it makes my heart so overwhelmingly happy to have a retractable pencil because it makes your life easier. So those are all of the products that I had to talk about today, you guys. If you want an updated video like this where it's just lip products or just lashes, because I left lashes out too, I have a ton of duplicates of lashes. But if you want a video like that where it's just lip products and lashes that I own multiple of, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video and you found it interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you would like to watch my last video, you can go ahead and click right over here. We have a lot of fun. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, please click right over here, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.